Hey everybody, it's your girl Pat. I am the Chinese drama addict, and as promised, I told you I was going to come back and do a review of the Netflix show that's on Netflix right now called Love Eternal. It is a Chinese drama that is starring Mark Chao, Mi Ying. I love her, and his last name is I think it's Vengo, and he is the Lord Emperor, and Dilraba, who is also her love story with the Lord Emperor, is playing simultaneously with the story of Little Five and Yahe. And I don't want to give away any spoilers just in case you haven't watched it, but basically it's a story about a girl who ends up going into as a being disguised as a boy, going into the Canyon Mountains to actually the Kulin Mountains to be trained by another deity called Moham, and Moham is the actual god of war, and develops like a somewhat of a schoolgirl crush on her teacher, and she has a lot of different adventures. Ends up falling in love with a enemy of the heaven world, which is the demon world, which is the ghost tribe, and the prince there is really a good guy. The prince of the demon tribe and the princess are actually really good people once you get a chance to see their characters develop and things like that. This is a great story. It has a lot of drama inside of it. uh the same aesthetics that happen inside of emperor's palaces actually also happen in heaven, which I was like, oh my God, if heaven's got this much drama, I don't want to go. I mean, I'd rather, stay on in the mortal world if this kind of drama is happening. But Ye Ming falls in love with two men, the demon prince, as well as her teacher, indirectly, and then later on, the crown prince of heaven. I really don't want to give nothing away because this is such a great story and it's such a great love story altogether. This has the drama that you're looking for. This has everything that you could imagine inside of it. The CGI was good in certain areas, and other areas it was like kind of strange. It was actually really phony, but at the end of the day, for it to be something that's on national TV, it was really good. Um, the storyline itself is an amazing storyline about her. Her character, Little Five's character, is a character that I absolutely adored. She was a woman who loved hard. And to be honest with you, that's most women. But what I liked about her is what she was not going to take. Girlfriend was not going to take too much of, I got to share you with other people and all that other stuff. And she really wasn't big on marriage, pretty much like me. So I identified with her. You want to kind of stay free. You've been hurt a couple of times. I don't know if I want to go that route. And she wanted to marry somebody she actually cared about and loved. And she loved her teacher. And unfortunately, in a battle, he was killed. And, she just kind of took 70,000 years out to just be herself. And she was promised to marry one of the kings of one of the heavens princes. And when the prince that was supposed to come and marry her came down to visit her, she was like, oh, girl's MIA. She was like, I'm not trying to see this dude. I don't know him. I understand I'm supposed to be, this marriage is arranged, but I'm not feeling it, so I won't be there. And meanwhile, that particular prince ended up falling in love with another maid and asked, whether or not if he could marry her. And that just spun the heaven into a whole complete tizzy. But Yahe, who was the crown prince, basically stepped there and said, okay, I marry this girl, whoever y'all talking about marrying. I know she's about 70,000 years older than me, but whatever. I'll marry her. And it also it takes you on a journey of a fact of people who fall in love who don't understand how powerful love is and how powerful love can be, for that matter. If you don't know love, you just kind of turn your nose up at it and say it can't be that serious. And that was kind of like the attitude that Yahe had, which he would lose once he ends up meeting little five, who at this time, at the time he meets her, does not know who she is as a god. She does not know that she's a god. She lost her memory in a confrontation earlier on in the story. So when they do meet, he thinks she's just a regular mortal, and at the moment she is a mortal. They took the look of her. This particular fight left her without her looks, her memory, all of that. So she's just pretty much as a person wandering in the world, and they end up bumping into each other, and him as a animal and her as a person, and her love as an animal for an animal, which was him actually in disguise. She takes care of this animal, nourishes it, try to fix it, try to take care of it and everything, and he ends up falling in love with her, and he comes to her as a man. And basically they start a relationship, and that relationship turns into marriage, and he wants to bring this mortal back to heaven, and this is where all hell breaks loose. So in this story, there are a lot of different characters, a lot of different stories happening, and I will be completely honest with you, some of the schemes and the drama this girl had to go through. I mean, the moment when the girl ends up pregnant, when Mei Ying's character ends up pregnant, I was like, oh Lord, here we go. I was hoping they wasn't going to do nothing to this girl while she was pregnant, but baby, Chinese dramas don't leave no rock unturned. Woo, they did a lot to this girl while she was pregnant, and I could understand, and any woman watching this can understand what kind of mind state she was in when you have enough stuff done to you in a relationship, be it by people on the outside or by the mate itself. Something will make you want to jump off the nearest cliff, and in this story she did. But you can't kill a god, so the story still goes on. But there is a side story also happening with her niece, who is completely gone over an older man, which is the Lord Emperor. And Lord knows he's old. He was there when the heavens were created, so he's old. And she is just so gone and following this man all over the place. And I like their characters. I like their story because he is basically trying to act like he don't like this girl, knowing damn well he likes this girl. And I like guys like that. You know, it's kind of like the push and pull, but it's a push and pull in a cute way, whereas one person is completely fully aware of what they're doing, and the other one is just gone. Their nose is open. They're in love, and him being an older man is handling this in a very lovely way. Mark Chao in this in this drama is so dynamic because he plays two parts. I'm not going to give it away, but he plays two parts. And I have to say, in the two parts he played, I fell in love with both characters. I couldn't choose. I was like, if I was Mei Ying, I'm like, I like Moham, I like Yahay. I just like everybody, damn it. He is fine as hell in both areas and just super sexy. And he's sexy in a way of not what you think. He's very intellectual. He's intellectual. He's smart. He's fun. And his protectiveness of her is amazing. But at the same time, he's walking a very thin line between heaven and his feelings for this particular girl. The Lord Emperor, he is trying to figure out exactly what's going on and how all of this stuff puts together. And his character is hilarious because of the fact that he is just he's an arrogant asshole, as I call it. He's an arrogant jerk. And I like him as an arrogant jerk. And you actually start to feel for him too, because you see that he actually does care about this little girl. He cares about this young girl, and she's so deep in trying to repay him back for saving his life, that, saving her life, that he chooses to make a time where they can go into the mortal world together, to be together, to experience love together, which I thought was absolutely sweet. So if you are interested inside of watching Love Eternal, I don't want to spoil it for you. It is so good. It has got so much drama. It is just off the chain with the level of intensity this show brings. I guarantee you this. If my name ain't what it is, you will be hooked on Chinese dramas after watching Love Eternal. Yes, it's in subtitle. Get over it. Look at that show and tell me if it is not better than Game of Thrones. I will. If it's not Game of Thrones, if it's not better than Game of Thrones, I don't have nothing else to say. It gives you everything. So I have to give this particular drama. I give it 10 stars. I give it 10 stars. It's amazing. Amazing show. It brings you in. I am a pretty cold-hearted bitch at the end of the day, and I was crying. Okay? I was crying at a lot of parts. I was crying on the first episode. But maybe first 3 episodes, I have to say, had me in tears. And it's not many things that can make me cry. This show had me crying on a lot of different levels. It is really good, and Mei Ying is an amazing. Mei Ying is an amazing actress. Amazing actress. I loved her. I loved everything about her. And I have to say, in this particular Chinese dramas and all Chinese dramas, one thing I can say is this, is that I like the fact that Chinese dramas understand we are all grown folks. We don't have to let it be known that we're having sex, and you don't have to see, soft porn on your screen. They are focusing on the relationship between the two people or the people that are in this particular relationship, and you get brought into that relationship with them. So on that level, it's classy. I love it. I absolutely love it. That it doesn't have any porn or anything like that. It's assumed. It leaves something to the imagination. And that's what I really do like about a lot of Chinese dramas. That in America we have a lot of, everybody's behind is out. And there's nothing left to the imagination. You might as well throw on a porn, and your kids can't watch something like this. Like I said, for the adults, it is something to think about. It has a lot of life lessons inside of it about who to trust, who not to. Lessons about family. Lessons about bringing broads around your man. Lessons about jealous broads that's sitting back in a cut trying to find a way to get to your man. But the reality is that in these dramas, these men are very honest with these women who are just determined to be in their lives. They are very, completely, utterly honest. And the get backs, after the scheming and the conniving and the setups and things like that, when they get you back, revenge is revenge. And revenge is taken well, I must say. So you get satisfied at the end that those villains get exactly what's coming to them. So that is my review. I absolutely love the Love Eternal, and I want to know what you think, and if there's any parts that you want to talk about indirectly, because like I said, I don't want to spoil it for other people, but it is an excellent story, and it is on Netflix right now, so if you have Netflix, you can watch it for free. And until next time, this is your girl Pat, the Chinese Addict, and I will see you next time when I review The Palace of Yanxi. Ciao.